there is an assault on free and honest debate in this country today. There are so many pressing issues that require solutions. And yet, people feel that they have to bite their tongues, that they can't speak their minds without fear of being scolded and told to shut up, or as I said in my case, fired. We can have no solutions to our most important issues in this world, especially here in America today, without freedom of debate and freedom of speech.
It was one of the press barons, Beaverbrook, who said it so well. News is what somebody's trying to hide. All else is advertising. The way I think about it, when I produce a broadcast, is to make it a fulfilling experience for the viewer. I think we prove every single week that Americans are hungry for the kind of reporting that we put on Sunday nights.
Free speech is not just standing up and talking. It's not just shouting fire in a crowded theater, and it's not just fighting without some sort of sense of resolution.
These are uncivil times. They're very partisan times. You can argue that this sort of political disputes as entertainment has become, sort of an explosive force in American political life.
And it's going to take some while, I think, to get back to a better level of debate with that cautionary note that we shouldn't idealize the level that debate was ever at.
There's also reason for optimism about fact-based journalism, that there is, in fact, in this new technology, the hope for the future, that there are new ways of telling stories, new ways of gathering information.
The secret is, how do we manage our speech? What controls do we put and not put in our speech? And how do we value it?
Your speech online depends on a lot of people in the middle who hosts the speech, who host your domain name.
The new Battleground is about the intermediaries, and by intermediaries I'm thinking about, well, certainly search is a good starting point, but also the ISPs, the service providers who give people internet access. The telephone companies in a lot of countries are a choke point. The major publishers, and the platforms for speech. Those are the new targets.
I think it's important as we think about free speech in the age of the internet to really look seriously at how the technology works and make sure that if we really care about free speech, that we protect the intermediaries all the way, that are necessary all the way.
If you make intermediaries the gatekeeper, that I think will have a very chilling effect on speech.
Welcome to World Have Your Say.
Hello, I'm Roz Atkins. Welcome to the BBC's World Have Your Say. We're live from the City Club of Cleveland. And all day long, people from different walks of life in Ohio and beyond are talking about the issue of free speech. And we're going to do that and connect that issue with some of the biggest stories around the world.
If you look at the Occupy Wall Street protests, so much has been learned from the protests that have been taking place in the Arab world. And I think, maybe we're asking the wrong question. The right question is, should we have been paying more attention to what was going on in the Arab world earlier than we did?
I agree with Jamil about this. I mean, I wish the U.S. had been working more with civil society to build freedoms in these countries and less with the militaries and the intelligence services.
There's some element of darned if you do, darned if you don't in this. Oh, if you go abroad and you promote what you want and you support somebody, well then you're just saying what's best for everybody. But if you engage in national self-interest and realpolitik, of course there's something wrong with that too. Maybe isn't it possible it's a little harder than it looks?
To all of you here and to all of you listening, thank you very much for your contributions. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Known internationally as the seat of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cleveland provides the perfect forum to discuss free speech in the context of the music industry.
It's not like, you know, misogyny and homophobia and so on is contained only in the world of rap music and metal or whatever. Music. I mean, that's just absurd. It's an expression of the kind of crap that goes on in our society.
It's all over the map, just like any art form. It can be as offensive to me to be at an NFL game sometimes as hearing a record. You know? So I don't isolate it to the music.
I tell artists alongside me and even after me to say, yo, just be true to your bone and go from there. And if they call it controversial, understand that it's just your point of view versus theirs.
Freedom is what happens when you say something somebody disagrees with. There is no freedom of speech until you have that argument.
And we hope this conference has renewed your appreciation for the freedom of speech we have in this country and for what we celebrate here at the City Club of Cleveland.